Okay, so hello again, my dear students, and welcome back to our graphic design class. So for now, we will have a demo on how to create a simple logo for Fred's Coffee Shop. Okay, so please take note that I am using the portable Adobe Illustrator CC version 2014. So if this comes out when you open the program, just click done. But if you wish to hide this every time you open the program, you click this box, don't show again, and before clicking done. So for now, I want to display this every time I open Adobe Illustrator CC. So I will click done and I will not tick that box. Okay, so this is the Adobe Illustrator CC 2014. Looks like that this is the workplace. In case na, or workspace, in case na hindi tayo pareho ng workspace, okay, you go to Window, Workspace, and Reset Essentials. Make sure na ang nakaselect dito ay, make sure na ang nakaselect dito ay Essentials. Okay, so i-reset nyo lang para magkakamukha tayo ng workspace. And if you wish to display a panel, you just click the icon here, and if you wish to hide, just click the double arrow pointing to the right. Okay, so this is the workspace of Adobe Illustrator CC 2014. So we have here our panels, we have here our menu bar, we have here our tools panel, and later on when we open a new document, we will see another panel here, which is the property bar or property toolbar or property panel. So let's try to open. Okay, for us to start the logo of Fred's Coffee Shop, we need to open a new document by going to File and clicking New, or you can use the shortcut key Control N. Okay, so in this new document window, these are our options. So you can name your document. So I will name my document as Fred's Coffee Shop logo. Okay, sa profile, you can leave it to custom if you want to customize your document. You can click print kung yung gagawin mo na project or design is purposely for printing. Like ipiprint yung business card, ipiprint yung logo, ipiprint yung magazine, for example, then you use print. If you use web, then obviously your design will be used in a website or as a banner ad or anything that will be used on a web devices if your design will be used for digital devices and so on and so forth. So for me, I will leave it to custom because I want to customize my document. The number of artboards will be the number of the white part or the white document that will be displayed here. So for the meantime, we will use one. I'll be using A4. Ang maganda pag sa Adobe Illustrator ka, even your size is A4, you can enlarge your document without losing the quality. Okay, because in here, using Adobe Illustrator, we are creating vector graphics or vector images. Unlike Photoshop na gumagamit tayo ng raster images, which will be discussed. The difference of vector and raster will be discussed sa succeeding lessons natin. Okay, so I will click A4. Yung measurement ko or units of measurement, I'll be selecting millimeters. You can also use inches if you wish to. The orientation, I'll use landscape. For the bleed, I will be discussing this sa next activity ninyo. So we will leave this as it is for now. For the color mode, in case nawawala siya, just click advance arrow. CMYK if your project will be printed. RGB if your project will be used on a digital device or for web. Okay, so CMYK because I'll be printing my logo later on. And I'll be selecting 300 pi for the quality. And I will leave preview mode on its default. Okay, so ito yung gagawin nyo sa new document. So once you are done setting your document, then click OK. Okay, what you see now is your artboard. Okay, if you wish to add an artboard, meron kayong icon doon na parang magkapatong na dalawang rectangle. And just click this if you wish to add another artboard. Ayan. Okay, but for me, I will be using one artboard only for my coffee shop logo. Okay. Next, we have here our tools panel. Before we start designing, please take note that your tools panel, meron siyang mga inverted triangle sa baba. The others, I should say, hindi lahat meron. So kung may nakita kayong inverted triangle sa isang tool, sa inyong tools panel, it means meron siyang kasamang other tools. Okay? And if you want to activate yung mga tools sa loob nito, just right-click that or pwede din ang click and hold. Okay? Pero you can right-click. Mas mabilis yon. Okay? So this is our color palette. Okay, I will be explaining this later. And this is our property bar. Okay, depending on the selected tool. So I have selected type tool now. So yung makikita nyo dyan sa property ko are properties of my text tool. Kung gumamit ka naman ng shape, ang makikita mo dyan are properties of your shape tool. Okay, depending on the selected tool. Okay, next, let's start before we start, please memorize and practice using the shortcut keys. Please take note na yung ating mga tools may shortcut key. So selection tool, this will be mostly used. Okay, so V ang selection tool. So yun lang muna sasabihin ko. If you wish to know the shortcut keys of your different tools, just point it. Okay. If you want to move around your document, okay, you hold your space bar. So magpapalit, kung napapansin nyo, nagpapalit yung aking mouse pointer into a hand because I'm pressing my space bar now. And by pressing your space bar, you can move around in your artboard. If you wish to zoom in and zoom out, you hold your Alt key, and scroll your mouse up if you want to zoom in. Scroll your mouse down if you want to zoom out. Space bar and drag if you want to move around. Okay, so those are very useful. So please try to memorize and try to practice those. Okay, so for my logo, I have prepared already a logo for Fred's Coffee Shop. Okay, and this is my logo. So I have learned this on my online from my online course that I have enrolled. So okay, so this is the logo for Fred's Coffee Shop. So I have applied here yung diniscuss natin kanina or dun sa previous topic regarding the design cycle. The first phase of the design cycle, if you can remember, is the briefing. And during the briefing phase, you need to answer a questionnaire which is called a client brief. Okay, so Fred is my client. Pero nabanggit ko din sa video tutorial in the previous lesson na si Fred, hindi siya nagbigay ng uh, ideas or ng information about his coffee shop. So binigay niya yung freedom sa atin for us to design a logo for his coffee shop. So yung company background and objectives, wala pa because Fred's Coffee Shop is a new establishment. So hindi pa siya existing. Nag-uumpisa pa lang si Fred. So wala pa siyang company background and objectives. Okay, so ang ginawa natin dito, okay, since wala akong basis, so I did my research, wala akong basis. So ang ginawa ko na lang, kinuha ko yung pangalan ni Fred, I type it in Google. And then, for example, type natin yung Google. And then let's just try to type Fred, meaning. Okay. So Fred here, Fred, meaning. So Fred means, okay, we can see here, ruler. Pero nung nag-search ako, may nakita din ako na peaceful ruler. Ayan. So it means peaceful ruler. Ayan. So nilagay ko dito sa aking screen. Peaceful ruler is the meaning of Fred. And when you type peaceful in Google, ito yung mga lalabas na related words. If you type ruler in Google, ito yung mga lalabas na related word. Okay? So, ito yung naging basis ko with regards to the company background and objective since wala pang objective si Fred kasi nag-uumpisa pa lang siya. Okay? The second part of the cost of the client brief is company design needs. So, malinaw naman na ang gustong ipagawa ni Fred sa atin ay logo. So, logo lang ang gagawin natin. So, that is the design requirement, ideas and inspiration. Okay? So, nakuha ko din. Ang ideas and inspiration, hindi rin nag-provide si Fred. So, I assumed na tayo ang magpro-provide. So, I got some ideas from the internet also. Okay, so tumingin ako ng sample icon for a crown kasi yun yung napili natin for the ruler part kasi peaceful ruler nga ang pangalan, meaning ng pangalan ni Fred. So, yun lang yung napili ko out of the dove, oceans, mountains. So, crown lang yung napili ko. So, naghanap ako ng mga inspiration. And also, nagtumingin din ako ng mga font na maganda for Fred's Coffee logo. Okay, so, kustomize na lang natin. And for the competition, syempre, wala pa naman dito sa Ifugao masyado ang coffee shop. And kung meron man silang coffee shop ngayon or dito, wala naman, parang wala akong nakikitang logo. Tarpaulin lang. So, parang advertisement lang siya. For the target market, so ang target market natin will be teachers from Ifugao State University. Assuming, for example, that Fred's Coffee will be placed at a commercial building. For example lang, delivery time and date will be 7 days. Budget, I will be giving this design for free. Ay, hindi pala siya free kasi meron siyang voucher na ibibigay si Fred. Okay, we assume that. Okay, na ganun yung nangyari. So, we're done with the briefing phase. Now, with the brainstorming and the thumbnail phase, hindi ako nag-undergo sa doodling part because I am not an artist and I cannot draw. I can draw using a computer, so I am a digital doodler, by the way. Okay, I cannot draw with my hand with using pencil and paper. So may mga ganon naman. Okay, so diretso ako sa fourth phase which is the production. Okay, at yun ang gagawin natin ngayon. So we will be using Adobe Illustrator to create this logo for Fred's Coffee. Okay, so let's start. Okay, unahin natin yung crown. Okay, so the crown, as you can see here, is para siyang bahay, yung kanyang design. So, uumpisahan ko siya sa rectangle. Okay, so this is my rectangle and the shortcut key for rectangle is M. Clicking the rectangle to activate can be done by, selecting the rectangle can be done by clicking it or by pressing the shortcut key na M. So, I just press M. Okay, so let's draw a rectangle. Okay. So, I want to drag this part pataas so I can create a triangle form pero I cannot do that kasi wala naman tayong anchor point dito. Okay, so if you wish to add an anchor point so you can separate this and drag this, please right-click on your pen tool and click Add Anchor Point. Make sure na may makikita kayong green doon, saying or indicating na nasa center kayo, o then click. If you wish to drag that part only, you cannot use the selection tool, you use the direct selection tool. Direct selection tool, by the way, is used to drag an anchor point without affecting the other anchor points. Okay? And when you drag, you hold your shift key para nasa center siya. Okay, so I have now my bahay. Okay, next, you can see here a circle. So still, I'll be using still the shape. So right-click mo lang siya to activate the other tools and I'll be using ellipse tool. So hold your shift pala, by the way, if you want to draw a perfect circle, a perfect square, okay, you hold your shift, okay? If I want to transfer or I want to move this here, I cannot do that using this tool, but I can do that using the selection tool. So I can either click here to select it or I can press the shortcut key V. Okay? So I have two. And to duplicate this, you can use Control C, Control V, that is the old school process, or you can hold your Alt key, drag your shape that you wish to duplicate. Okay, so make sure na balance lang siya, tama lang yung space on both sides. Okay, next I have here a triangle. Okay, if I want to add a triangle, I will still use this tool, pero pipiliin ko polygon tool. Take note na pag nag-polygon tool ka, lumalabas, hindi naman triangle. So if you want to add more sides to your polygon, you press your up arrow up on your keyboard. If you want to decrease the side, you press the arrow down on your keyboard. So I want a 3-side. So I will be pressing my arrow down. Okay. That is my triangle. I will just zoom in at parang, okay, I will just repeat the process. Hindi maayos yung pagkakadrawing ko. Okay, so just press shift, by the way, to create a perfect triangle. Okay, so I'll be placing this triangle here. Pero hindi ganyan yung itsura niya, so I will be rotating it. Okay, so rotate lang natin konti. And I will duplicate this. How to duplicate? You hold your Alt and duplicate. So you want this na naka-rotate din, so you can do the manual rotation or you can right-click, transform, reflect, and select vertical. Kasi gusto natin mag-rotate pa ganon, hindi naman pa ganon. Okay? Ayan. Okay? So, we're almost there. Next, we want to remove the circle and the triangle for us to create this form. Okay? So, kailangan natin, kasi kung tatanggalin mo naman na yan, wala naman, hindi naman niya kinat yung ating rectangle. So, if you want na maging iisang object, itong dalawa, you can merge them using the Shape Builder tool. Pero this is very important. Before you use the Shape Builder tool, make sure na nakaselect yung mga objects mo. Okay, so using the selection tool, you just draw a box around them and then it will be selected. So using the Shape Builder tool, okay, kung mapapansin nyo, pag nag-hover ako doon sa part ng aking object, nasa-select siya. Okay, and if you want to select this all, click your mouse. Huwag mong bibitawan yung mouse mo and drag hanggang ma-select mo yung gusto mong i-select. Do not include that. Hanggang dito lang tayo. Okay? And do the same dun sa kabilang side. Okay? So, as you can see, naging iisang object, yung circle at triangle. So, yun yung gusto nating palabasin. So, now we can now delete this by pressing delete or backspace. Ayan, so almost there. Siguro tatanggalin na lang natin ito para diretso siya dun sa taas. Kung kanina nag-add tayo ng anchor point, ngayon naman i-delete natin yung anchor point dito para madiretso siyang patusok dun sa taas. So ang gagamitin naman natin ngayon will be delete anchor point. And we will delete this. Okay, and we have a crown. Ang kulang na lang is yung ating line sa baba. So make sure na nakikita nyo yung green na line na yan. Ibig sabihin, naka-align siya doon sa ating crown border. Ayan. And hold your shift key if you wish to draw a perfect line, straight line. Hold your alt if you want to duplicate. Okay, if you want to change the stroke thickness, you select that. You go to your property bar or panel and increase the stroke size. Okay, okay. So that will be my crown. Next part is we will add a color. So nabanggit ko kanina sa inyo ito. So kung meron kayong nakikitang ganyan, ibig sabihin wala siyang kulay. So none, yun yung none. Okay, this is the fill color by the way, itong kulay niya dito sa loob. And this is the stroke color, yung kulay niya dito sa labas. As you can see, ang stroke color niya is black, kaya black din yung nakikita niyo dyan. Yung fill niya is none, kaya wala din siyang fill color. Okay? So if you wish to add a color to this crown, you select it first and then double click the fill color. Okay, so ako, tinake note ko na bago pa tayo nag-umpisa kung ano yung gagamitin kong kulay para dun sa crown. Okay, you can copy this or you can have another color and click OK. So that will be the color of my crown. Line, by the way, is a stroke. Wala siyang fill. So, i-click natin naman yung stroke. Double-click natin yung stroke. And let's do the same. Paste ko dyan. Oops. I'll just copy the color of this. Okay, Control C. And I will apply that color to my stroke, my line stroke. Control V. Okay. And if you wish to remove the outline or the stroke of this crown, you can click the stroke and select none to remove the stroke. Okay, so kapalan lang natin konti ito. Masyado siyang manipis. Okay, so that will be my crown for Fred's logo. Next, let's proceed to the typeface. Okay, so i-group ko lang ito. So select using the selection tool, right-click and group, or you can press Ctrl G to group. By the way, para din itong Photoshop, kung nagkamali ka and you want to go back to your previous changes, you just press Ctrl Z. Okay? Next, let's type using the type tool. So I will type Fred in all caps. Freds. Okay. I will click selection tool and resize this. And click another type for coffee. So, hindi sila nasa iisang group. Magkaibang group sila. Okay. So, yan. Okay. Next, I will change the typeface. So, I'll be using Bebas as my typeface. This Bebas. The same is true with the coffee. Okay. By the way, hindi ko na-introduce kanina yung ating eyedropper tool. Eyedropper tool can be used to copy the characteristics of an object in our artboard. So if I want to use the characteristic of this text to coffee, I will just select coffee, click eyedropper, and select yung gusto kong kopyahin na characteristic. So ayan. So kinokopya niya yung itsura ni Fred. Ang gagawin na lang siguro natin is to resize this kasi mas maliit siya. Ayan. Okay, almost done. So, para mas maging maganda at mas komportableng tignan, we can add spaces in between the characters. So, ang gagawin mo, if you wish to add spaces, since wala naman dyan nakikitang tracking, you click on Character panel or Character. Okay, may makikita kayo doon na parang VA, sabi niya. So, that is the tracking. And this will add spaces in between the characters. So, observe what will happen to Fred if I click 100. Okay? Ayan, ganun din yung gagawin ko for the coffee. character, and then I'll change the tracking to 100. So yung spaces in between the letters or the characters. Okay, so I'm done with the typeface. Now, I will bring this. So I will resize. Don't forget, if you are resizing, nakalimutan ko sabihin, this is very important. Every time na magre-resize kayo, you always drag the corner. Okay, and you always hold the shift key. Okay, shift on your keyboard when you resize. Okay. So I will be grouping this, Control G, and I will resize. So hold your shift key while dragging. Ayan. And I will be placing this. So hold your shift key while dragging the corner. Okay, so I'll be placing this here. So I will just rotate. Okay, here. And gusto natin syempre yung crown nasa ibabaw ng F. So I will be right-clicking on the crown, arrange, and bring to front para nasa up siya. Okay, so that ends our short demo on creating a simple logo for Fred's Coffee Shop. And syempre, please don't forget to save. Okay, so save. So I have here na my Fred's logo kanina. So let's save again. Gamitin natin yan and then save. So I just save an Adobe Illustrator file. If you wish to save a JPEG file or a PNG file of your design, you go to File and then Export. And then change the type. So for example, let's change that to JPEG. Use artboards. All means, kung meron kang 10 na artboards, isi-save niya individually yung 10 artboards into 10 JPEG files. So, tig-isa, isang JPEG file for artboard 1, isang JPEG file for artboard 2, and so on and so forth. Kung gusto mo namang specified lang, then range and then i-type mo kung anong artboard. Pero since tayo, isang artboard lang naman, so kahit i-all natin, okay lang. So, use artboard. This is very important para may ma-save siyang JPEG file. And then, click Export. Siyempre si MYK kung printing, RGB kung for digital device. Quality should be maximum. Resolution should be 300. Okay. Okay. So if you want to check yung sinave mo, okay, so check natin yung ginawa natin na logo. So ito siya. And ito siya. Okay. So ito yung ating logo. So using Photoshop, you can also place this sa isang bottle na for example, and then, or isang cup, kunwari mock-up na cup, and then, para makita ng ating client kung ano magiging itsura niya pag nailagay na siya doon sa cup, disposable cup ng kanyang coffee shop. Okay? So, I believe naintindihan natin kung paano gamitin some of the tools of Adobe Illustrator. So, for your practice exercise which will be submitted to me. So, gagawin nyo din ito. So, you will follow the video tutorial to create a logo for Fred's na parang Fred's Coffee Shop. Ganito din. So, isa-simulate nyo lang or gagawin nyo lang ulit yung ginawa kong process. And then, save an Adobe Illustrator file and export a PNG file or JPEG file. Tapos, isubmit nyo sa akin sa Messenger using private message yung Adobe Illustrator file and yung JPEG or PNG file, and that will be scored. Okay? For your laboratory activity, you need to create your own logo. Okay? Considering na meron na rin kayong sariling coffee shop. So, you can use your name. You can use other symbols and you can select other colors for your coffee shop. So kayo, since kung kayo ang magpapatayo ng coffee shop, anong gusto nyo maging itsura ng logo ninyo? So that will be also your laboratory activity. Okay, so take note, dalawa yung isasubmit nyo sa akin, itong Fred's Coffee Shop logo and your own logo for your own coffee shop. Okay, so that ends our video tutorial about the introduction about the Adobe Illustrator and creating a simple logo of Fred's Coffee Shop. Okay, so thank you for watching and listening, and I will be waiting for your outputs.